Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name is Helen Webster. I'm with the lovely
Sandra Scott, and our fabulous guest today is Katy Elliot.
Yeah, I forgot to tell Katy that she chips in and says her name on that
That's
bit.
okay. Well, Katy has her own show and is very professional. She probably won't know what's hit her today with us too.
100%.
But there we go.
You may not know what's hit you with me on the show.
Oh, listen, we've had everyone on here, believe me, Katy.
Well, we want to say a massive thank you to Katy. We'd asked Katy to come on before Christmas, but she was out with our previous guest. What's the magazine man?
Justin.
How could we forget? Lovely Justin who came on.
I always have him as a Dominic, and I think I know his name's not Dominic.
Oh my God, he's absolutely not Dominic.
No, he's not Dominic. No.
He did.
I won't tell you what I call him.
Yeah. No, you listen. This is a family show, Katy.
My nephew was in his class at Caldy.
Oh, right.
School. So they used to take, the humour in that class, and my nephew's really funny. And of course, Justin went, "Oh, I don't believe this. How is it? I can't get away, and your nephew takes after you because your humour is just as bad as his. So it must run in the family."
Oh. Brilliant.
And Justin was 40 on Saturday, but I was down in Kent, so I couldn't go to his party. So I was very upset.
Photos all over the internet of Justin's party, but a bit more about that later.
Yeah. We'll give him a little shout. Lamara's listening in. Lamara says, "Good evening, ladies." Tell you what, Katy, Lamara would be a good guest on your show. She's a chef.
Oh, hello, Lamara.
Yeah, a chef who wants to work with children who are deaf and be able to teach them through sign language, which is pretty cool.
That is very cool. Well, it's not really my show. It is Roy Basnett's show.
I know. But you're the guest. You're like the star.
He's lovely, but we call it your show, Katy.
I know. Well, Roy calls it my show too.
So we'll find out a little bit more about that as we go on. So first, we shout out to the kids. Any little people who've done amazing things this week. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first, Anne?
You go first, Hal.
So I'm working in Sefton Council in the May Logan Centre, and we're doing a family fit program. So the families come, and the kids do like a little bit of fitness and activity and stuff. So I thought we're going to do about food. So we're going to do about like healthy foods and things like that. So I made a polar bear today. So it was a rice cake with cheese, like cream cheese, like Philadelphia cream cheese on. Okay. And then you do banana for the ears, a banana for the nose, blueberries, and then you do cucumber and banana. And what it is about the kids make it themselves. So they're only toddlers, but they make it themselves. And then they can pick and eat it without having to use knives and forks. And it's about talking while you're making the polar bear. There's a little science behind it that I've created for it. So I want to shout out to my gorgeous little tiny weenie. So they're only 2 and 2.5. And they made these little polar bears, and they were, because we were trying to practice cutting banana and things. And one little one just ate all the blueberries out of the
brilliant.
And then another one ate a banana. And there wasn't a sweet in sight, and they just loved it. And whilst they're eating it, then the adults do some exercise.
Oh,
excellent.
So it was great. Mike from KCFM, not a rival radio station, is listening in. Katy, you must owe me loads of cupcakes by now when you're ready.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's between you two. No one knows what's gone on there, but we'll leave that till later.
We'll find out about that in a bit, I would think.
Aye, Katy.
I'd like to know what kind of cupcakes he'd like.
Oh, I'm sure. Give us a message. My favourite, a chocolate chip.
And then when I next see him, I'll make sure there's cupcakes.
Oh, that's very kind.
Yeah.
Who's your shout out? Which little people or kids are you going to shout out to,
James.
Sam?
My shout out's for James. James Wilde, who's a bit worried. He's not a little person. He is 15, but he's got his mock GCSE English language tomorrow at school, and he goes away to school in Lancaster. So I've just done a little Zoom with him before. So good luck with him for tomorrow.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
So
You'd be
my
fine.
nephew. Okay.
Oh.
Wishing you all the best. What about you, Katie? Any young people, little ones who you want to shout out to?
Well, I've got a little shout out to my little great niece, Elodie. She doesn't speak, and
All right.
she's having now lots of help to learn to speak. She understands, she can hear, but she just doesn't speak.
Yeah.
And if you say, "Oh, I wonder where the dustpan and brush is," she toddles off to the cupboard, gets it out, so she knows and understands. But for some strange reason, she just doesn't want or can't speak. So I saw her on Saturday, and for the first time ever, she said hello to me. And it was tears to my eyes. It was just lovely.
How old is she, Katie?
She's 4.
Oh, little angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
How
was
amazing.
so lovely. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And she'll chat away, and she'll just come to her, and she'll be away.
Exactly. So,
Brilliant.
but every child's different, so it's quite nice. It's
100%. Oh, that's gorgeous. Well done. Well done. Lovely, lovely. Success this week for you personally. Something that you've done this week that's been amazing.
most amazing thing is I saw my son off on the plane to Australia.
Yes. Yeah,
Well,
we'll
no,
find out a little bit more about him and where he's gone
Yes.
and what he's going to do. That'll be a cool thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
San, what's your success this week?
Okay, so I've had a few, but I'm up to my eyes in everything at the moment, and
Yeah.
I had a little exam on that. Oh, sorry, my success. I had a little exam this week on Saturday for my Blue Badge tour guiding course I'm doing with our mate Fran, and I was really nervous, and there were lots of facts and dates. Anyway, I got 94%, so I was really happy with that. But, thank you. But then he was made up, the instructor. He said, "I'm delighted with everyone's results. You've all done really well. You've worked hard. I'm giving you another 100 questions for an exam in 2 weeks, and then another one after." I was like, "Oh." And he said, "We'll do exams every time now." And I thought, oh my God. So that, because you have like a final exam just for background knowledge. The course is a year and a half, but the background knowledge one, and that's not about Merseyside. That's like the history of our country and things like that.
Yeah.
But they're so random, the questions. It can be political. It can be about a king and queen. You wouldn't believe it. So I was just like, right, okay, this is my life now. So if you see a tour guide in town, just give them some street cred, because what they've gone through to get the job they've got. And even the ones who haven't got the blue badge, there's people there who are already tour guides. What they don't know isn't worth knowing. You think you know your own city. It's unbelievable. So that was my success anyway. So I could breathe a bit after that.
That's an amazing one. Well done.
What about you, Helen?
I don't really know, because I've sort of like missed. I wrote the show out, and then I missed that bit because I thought I'll come back to it, and then ended up having to mess about getting on the thing. I've done loads this week. I think probably my biggest success is that I've been to the gym every day, and I've got 2 things. I'm taking the dog out, or I'm going for a walk every single day, whether it's the weather, whatever. So we've been out every single day. In the rain, in the snow, and the whatever, and I've been to the gym, and I'm just loving it at the moment. I'm feeling good.
Good for you. Didn't you do that new thing though? That new exercise you tried?
Oh, I played pickleball. I did.
Whatever that is, yeah.
I went and played pickleball last Thursday night. Yeah, that was do you know what? It's amazing.
Pickleball.
So pickleball, you play on a badminton-sized court. The net's lower. You have a paddle, so a bit bigger than a table tennis bat, say A4 size, but it's hard plastic. And you play with, if you've ever seen a golf ball, a practice golf ball with the holes in, you play with a slightly bigger one of those, and there's different weights depending whether you play inside or outside. So I turned up and I said, never played pickleball before. I don't know anything about it. I've not watched it. And they were like, oh, they said, oh, okay. I said, well, I play tennis, so, I'll be all right. They were brutal. I didn't get a little bit of a beginner's or anything. It was full on. I was thrown in at the deep end, and it was amazing. And I held my own, so that was quite cool. So, yeah, I absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a cool thing to do.
It was. I've forgotten I'd done that. That was a cool thing. What about you, Katie? What's your success?
No, mine, because I hadn't been working too much, but just before Christmas, I had to do a big success because I'm working with a few restaurants in Kensington, and English isn't their first language, so they do have a bit of trouble understanding. And a couple of ladies just couldn't pass their basic food hygiene because English wasn't their first language. So I sat with them and helped them and explain in very simple English, and they both passed.
Oh, brilliant.
Food hygiene. And their faces, they were just delighted. So I then took their certificates to them. They were jumping with joy because they both said they had no education. They've come from Nigeria. So they were just so happy.
Amazing.
And now they're taking on board the food safety and learning, and it's just opened their eyes. It's lovely.
You probably built their confidence a lot as well there, Katie, what
and
a lovely thing.
Yeah, and no, I didn't charge them for my time. That was me giving to them because, well, we're lucky we can read and write. We have the opportunity, and they just didn't. So, but no, it's great fun working with them because they do have a good sense of humour.
Oh, well,
brilliant.
love that.
Okay.
Yeah. Sue Megatroid's listening. She says, hi, girls. Hope you're both okay. Yes, we are. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue.
And we hope you are too. Okay, this or that we're going to play.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, go on. You go first, Hal.
Okay. Little bit foodie, Katie. We'll find out a little bit more. Okay. So I made a vegan scouse. Okay.
Well,
and it was amazing. It was amazing. So, Katie, on your scouse, do you have red cabbage or beetroot?
Both.
Oh, both. Yeah.
Oh,
Controversial.
Yeah. Controversial.
Yes.
Okay.
What about you, Sam?
Red cabbage.
Oh.
I'm all right about beetroot. I've got no issue with beetroot.
Oh,
but for me,
love beetroot.
It's not for scouse. Red cabbage I like. What about you, Helen?
Well, I had beetroot on it last night because I made a big slow cooker load. And then tonight I had red cabbage. Just to see, but I think I like Katie's idea of having both.
Yeah. Very nice. And thick, white, chunky, fresh bread and butter.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying not to have the bread bit, but otherwise on Saturday I had the bread bit. Yeah. But not today. Cool. Excellent. Okay, Sam.
Katie, cooking on gas or cooking on electric?
Gas, if it's on the hob. If you're cooking meat in an oven, gas. If you're baking cakes, electric oven.
Oh,
it's a drier heat.
But that's spoken like a true professional there.
I was going to say knowledge, yeah.
Yeah. What about
she'd have a little bit. She'd have a little bit of beetroot. I'm at gas 100%. I ate electric
gas too.
Yeah,
gas 100%.
Love gas hobs.
Yeah.
Hate electric hobs.
Yeah, I've got a gas hob but electric cooker, but I like gas.
That's me. Yeah,
I've got the same.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Katie, baking like cakes and stuff, or making like main food,
main courses,
main food. Because with baking, you have to weigh everything out. It's precise. It's a science. When you're cooking savoury, you can chuck it in, Charlie.
Yeah.
And think, oh, I'll have a bit more of this. Oh, I fancy a bit of that. So you don't have to weigh everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, San?
I really enjoy baking. I don't bake a lot, but I love it when I do. I love baking cakes because everyone loves them, biscuits and stuff like that. I love.
Do you put like
baking.
a little bit of flour on your face, like to pretend that you've been like cooking in the kitchen?
That happens naturally. Normally, it's in my eyelashes, my hair, you name it. It's everywhere. So
I
that's no one.
I am the messiest cook. My mother says
I bet
I am messy, but she said I don't mind because at least your food's good.
Oh,
I'm sure
So
it's
that was
the
all
things that I've had you've made have been absolutely delicious, Katie.
And
yeah.
as she's a messy cleaner, she has to clear up. Else she's in a home, I've told her.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Go on, San, you'll go.
All right. Katie, first of all, would you rather do food hygiene for a small independent restaurant? Oh, was this what you were going to ask?
No, go on, carry on.
Or a large commercial kitchen?
Small independent restaurants.
Why?
I like to help the small people. When I was a handmade food manufacturer, I couldn't get the help that I needed. And because I followed the Irish food chilling system, nobody would help me in the UK because it wasn't the UK food chilling system.
Mm-hmm.
And you felt quite lonely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm meeting lots of restaurants now who are, this is so nice because they know they can phone me at any time, and the chefs do. So no, it's nice, that personal touch. And I just write their systems for them.
Yeah.
So it's not just a big, oh, there it is, do it. You've got to do it this way. It's tailor-made for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that 100%. I think independence, because
and I like the handmade foods. That's so many of my customers, the chefs are so good, and I love it. I go in and they taste this because I'm a foodie and they know it. Oh, do you like that? So it's great. You have this rapport with them. So it's
lovely.
Good.
Well, we can't ask each other that, Helen, can we? I suppose because we don't deliver food hygiene training.
No, but I think I'd rather work with independents than commercials. What about you?
Yeah, definitely 100%.
Yeah. So Lamara says, "Can I get your number?" With little laughing faces. We'll share your number with Lamara and get you.
He's amazing. Yeah, you
That'd be lovely.
Yeah,
I met a lady who's making African flavoured ice cream, so she's going to start it. Yeah, so I'm waiting for her. She's got to sort a few things out, but that's going to be very interesting. And I had a taste of this ice cream that had chili in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it went with your taste buds. Oh, it was delicious. It was like, oh yes, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I know restaurants that would love it because the customers will think, oh, this is nuts, and
it's a bit like something Heston Blumenthal might do.
Yeah.
With the chili.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good.
Yeah. Okay. My last one. Katie, would you I was going to say, would you rather work with takeaways or independent like cafes?
I'll work with anyone who needs help with food.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. They can work from home. They can just bake a few cakes. They can be restaurants, cafes, takeaways.
I'm not sure Katie got this or that concept. I don't think we explained it. So the idea is you have to pick one for the rest of your life.
No.
And that's it. You can't because you love everyone. Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Sam? Takeaway or cafe?
When you say cafe, what do you mean?
So would
like a little
eat-in or takeaway? Would you rather work? So you're going to teach languages?
Eat in a restaurant, definitely. but like a traditional cafe that shuts in the afternoon and you can get a little cake. I don't know. I quite like a takeaway because you can get some really nice things in takeaways. But I would have to go and pick it up. I've never used Just Eat or anything like that, and any other Deliveroo, other providers. I've never used them.
Just Eat last week for the first time, and I sent Uncle Ron a Costa coffee.
Oh, amazing! How good's that?
I know. I was like, I sat there and I thought, I wonder if I can do this. And so I just typed it in and I sent him a coffee. He must have opened the door for what's going on.
Is it hot? When it gets there, is it still hot, Helen?
He said it was all right. Yeah, he said it was. I sent him a coffee and a mince pie from Costa.
That's
because I was like laughing to myself and I just thought, I'm gonna have a little go with that.
That's such a cool thing to do, actually.
So he'll be like worried every time he opens the door.
Oh,
go on, Saniel, let's go.
Okay, Katie, would you rather be in Kent or Merseyside?
Merseyside. Oh no! Oh, I'm going to sleep. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
I've just been...
I'd definitely rather be in Merseyside. Helen, would you rather be in Kent or Merseyside?
So when I was little, my auntie lived in Kent. She lived in West Wickham in Kent, and we used to go for the summer holidays and things. And I absolutely loved it down there. Yeah. And I love London, and I loved it. But I think I have lived all around the country. I do think Merseyside. Yeah.
No, I was in Kent for the weekend, and the traffic is horrendous. Really? To get from one side of Sittingbourne to the other. 40 minutes.
Wow. Mind you, Katie, my journey to Netherton wasn't too nippy this morning, let me tell you, because I left after 8 o'clock. Yeah. It's getting worse, definitely.
Yeah. The lovely Peter Lloyd is listening in, who has been a guest, and he sent a little wavy hand to us. And Uncle Ron said it was very nice. Thank you. His coffee.
Was it hot, Uncle Ron? Was it still hot? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So cool. So we are going to introduce Katie. Are you doing it? Am I doing it, Sam?
You can do it if you like.
Okay. So this is the wonderful Katy Elliot from 5 Star Food Safety. We all met at the same time.
We did.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Katie does amazingly phenomenal things. You know, I mean, she's just explained one of them. And always wants to help people, is always looking out to guide people and give them advice, and wants people to just be safe in the food that they sell, and so everybody's well and everything, isn't it? Because there's so many people doing cool things, they just sometimes just need that extra little bit of guidance. But she's done amazing, phenomenal things, and she's also, we know it's Roy's show, but really it's Katie's show on Liverpool Live Radio on a Friday. I was lucky enough to be a guest just before Christmas. Katie made me an amazing vegan chili, which was phenomenal. The sweet potato in it was, I think, the nicest sweet potato I've ever had in my life.
Oh, what?
Oh, it was unbelievable. And then we had these gorgeous brownies that somebody that Katie knows makes them, because it was Christmas. They were just amazing. So we're going to hand it over to Katie. As you can tell from her accent, she's not originally from Liverpool, but she is a Liverpudlian now. So how did you get up here? Why did you come up? What have you been doing? And then Sandra and I will ask questions as we go along.
And interrupt you at the same time.
Oh, please feel free to do. Well, I came up about 30 years ago to help my sister, because unfortunately her marriage wasn't successful and she had 4 children. So I was helping her bring her children up, and I'd worked and had lovely jobs in London, but was bored of London because the late 80s, 90s in London was superb. Great fun. So I moved up here, got a job in Liverpool, met my husband, married him, had 2 kids, divorced him. Great. And then so that I could look after the kids, I'd always had this great thing of passion of food. And my son went to a children's day nursery and they fed him fish fingers and chips. And I said, oh, I could do better than that. So I devised the nursery kitchen and I fed children's day nurseries healthy food with no additives and no nasties. And we're now hearing all about ultra processed foods. Oh,
Yeah.
well, this was me 20 years ago, but I was poo-pooed by everyone and told, no, you're talking rubbish. And it's now being realised that there's too much rubbish going in food. What I'm really enjoying now with my job now, move on a few years, stop doing that, and I now do food safety and help small businesses. What I love is these restaurants, independent ones, they're all cooking from scratch.
Yeah.
And the food and the flavours are amazing. And I help them with their menus and their ingredients, and I keep an eye on the Food Standards website. That's my favourite book, by the way, the Food Standards website. In case there's any recalls on any products my customers use. But it's just so lovely to see now so many independents. The larger chains aren't doing as well as they used to, because I think since COVID things have changed and people like the handmade independent. And it's great.
Do you think there's more independence popping up, and do you think people want to support independence rather than the big chains?
I really do. I'm seeing it more and more, and I'm seeing more people using cash, and it's coming more and more because they're trying to get us to all pay by card. You're going to Prezzo, oh no, we have to use card. You're going to independence, they'd rather have the cash. You know, it's keeping that circulated, because else it's going to take it. Everyone's going to be following you and know every penny you spend, which I don't think is a good thing.
The other thing as well is, I remember
you pay a percentage, don't they?
Yeah.
So if you pay £10 for something cash, the whole £10 goes to the independent business. If you pay it by card machine, they lose some of that money.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about for a lot of people, I think, as well.
Yeah. So no, I now do make sure I've got cash on me, and I do cash for the places I go to eat and spend. So no, I just like helping people, and there's a lady that I've mentored over the last year doing her cakes. She beat me in the flapjack challenge, so I didn't talk to her for a minute because, you know, don't carry grudges. Really naff me off because my flapjacks, and even Marlene, my mother, preferred hers.
Your flapjacks are amazing, Katie, because I've had one of yours. Do you remember when you made all those lovely things for us when we did our live thing? That event, that was amazing.
No, she won the competition on the radio, and of course Roy hasn't let me live it down, has he?
Was it blind tasting though, Katie?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it? Oh, all right then.
Oh no!
I was thinking, they've said, that's because it's the guest.
It's like daggers at the Women's Institute, this with the jam.
Oh, it was so funny. But no, Julie has done so well and grown her business. And Dave Murphy found her a really good customer, which has been fantastic. So it's all networking.
Dave Murphy looked after my car this last week. Let me tell you, he did an amazing job.
He's cracker, isn't he?
He is. He's off his head. He's lovely. He is. But no, and so because she won this big contract, through one of my customers had an empty kitchen. So Julie now rents the empty kitchen.
Amazing.
And she's going to be supplying some other places that we've sorted out for her.
Brilliant.
But her brownies are the best, And
Oh.
I do not make brownies anymore. If I want a brownie, I go to Julie.
Are they the ones
Oh.
that we had?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
unbelievable they were. Yeah,
They're just out of this world. It's
Mm.
just, no, I hold my hands up. You are the brownie winner.
yeah.
I prefer my flapjacks, though. I'm not giving in.
Well, I've only had your flapjacks, but I'm sure I prefer them.
Yeah.
And one of the things you're vociferous about is about allergens, isn't it? And I
Yeah.
know I'd never heard of Natasha's Law till you spoke to me about it.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of advice, don't you, about allergens and
Yeah.
labeling and what we
Yeah.
have to do about that, because that's
Yeah.
so important now, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I do lots of labels for cafes and that who pre-package their ready-made sandwiches and cakes and that. So, and they're all compliant. And again, you have to keep up to date with the laws, but also keep up to date with food standards. If companies recall a product, say you're using a particular margarine or something that was recalled because there was a problem with it, I have to keep an eye on it to inform my customers in case they've got that batch number and they're using it. So that's a free service they get if they use me, because it's so easy for small businesses to be prosecuted these days with wrong labeling.
Yeah, and you don't think of things, when we talk about food safety, people probably automatically think how it's stored, how it's cooked, how it, but there's so much more. And I think, when you were talking about the lady, the Nigerian ladies who come over and they haven't got the education, you did say that you've worked with lots of people who, English isn't their first language. So what sort of things do you put in place for them?
Well, I put easy logs and paperwork for them to complete. If it ever needs translating, and it's all been translated into Italian for one place, but then I will draw little pictures or print little pictures and diagrams, so it's easy for them to see.
Yeah.
And then I'll go in and just help them while they're learning it and show them how to do things. So that I'm in the fortunate position that I don't need to earn a fortune, so I don't charge them a fortune. It's just nice to see them succeed.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
definitely, because lots of people they know what they have, and the laws in different countries are different, aren't they? And they know what they need to do, and it's just sometimes it's the paperwork side of it, which can be a little bit daunting if you don't know.
Yeah.
So you'll be like, oh, I'm just not going to touch that, and then they come unstuck, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So no, it's nice to be able to help them. So.
And Katy, have you ever had anything like a really shocking place you've gone into and seen anything like that you couldn't believe, that any procedures that you think, oh my goodness. And have you always done this up north, or did you used to do this in Kent as well?
No, I've just done this up north. No. I've been to,
I know you can't name any names, of
places
course.
that was shocking. But once I showed them what they had to do, they've acted upon it, because in the country they come from, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. One of the things I saw that was really shocking was I was in China, and we went to see the terracotta warriors in Xi'an province, and we went to a walk around of a night time, and it's like Blackpool illuminations times 100 where we went, and they were stretching the noodles out and they were doing them like a skipping rope on the street. So they made the noodles, they stretched them, and they did this, and they were just touching the floor where people were walking, where there were animals, and then they were cooking them there and then, and that was it. And like the thought for us of the noodles touching the floor.
I know.
The boiled, then they're all right. It kills the germs.
Well, yeah, well, I was thinking that. I wonder if they think, well, the boiled, it's okay.
They've hated it. It's fine. But it's just not good hygiene practice for this country. But when you go abroad, you see all kinds that you think. And I mean, my brother, he says about Thailand that they have this hanging up, that hanging up. It's not covered.
Yeah.
No one gets poisoned.
Yeah.
And of course they don't. But we have got strict hygiene rules here. So, but you see, before Christmas, I just had a case. One of my customers, there was a case of a client accused them of food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
So they phoned me up and said, "Oh, can you help?" I said, "Yeah." So I just so happened I was on my way into Liverpool at the time. So I was like Superman. I turned up there in like 20 minutes and he was like, "Oh, this is great." But I said, "Okay, so what's the problem?" "Oh, so this. Okay, you've got the records." So we had the records, food coming in and the temperature or the meat. It was stored at such a temperature. We got the records. It was cooked at such a temperature. We got the records. It was cooled. We got the records. It was reheated. We got the records. It went onto his plate. We fed over 50 people. No one else had food poisoning, not us.
Yeah.
And of course, it tried to argue because I wrote an email for them to send, and oh no, wasn't having it. So I then sent as a consultant, and I said, you know, these are the facts. You can't argue with them. Oh, well, yes, well, just to let you know, I won't be eating there again.
Yeah, we don't want you to.
Not for the foreseeable anyway. All he wanted was a free meal.
Yeah.
You
I bet
know?
there's quite a lot of people who, I know when I used to have the pub, people used to complain because head office used to send them vouchers.
Yeah, but you can't these days.
Without
because
even investigating.
As soon as you give them, then you've admitted liability these days,
Yeah.
and you can't. But of course, this person just wanted a free meal.
Yeah.
But because we've got all these records in place, and that's where there's not necessarily, if you've follow the food standards, it's fine. But some of them, they're not too clear on what records you keep. Well, mine's very, very easy and clear. Boom, 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 done. So we could follow and trace everything through. So, of course, that delighted the restaurant, and they were, oh, thank goodness for that.
It's quite satisfying as well, isn't it?
Sometimes it's just helping people with the process, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because processes can be a bit daunting and that. And I know you're helping me on Thursday, aren't you? And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm very, very grateful because you just got total peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know, especially where feeding children are concerned and things like that. So,
well, this is it. When I fed nursery children, you know, the records I had to keep because they were so vulnerable. But the paperwork involved, and then the big chains came in and took over the nurseries. They wouldn't pay the money for handmade food with no additives. So,
yeah,
no, you can't fight against the big boys. So, you know, it's a shame, but that's where I do think there's a lot of obesity because the big manufacturers are bulking food up. Yeah. Which isn't good, and I think it does lead to some behavioural problems in children.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Lamara says it happens all the time. As long as there is traceability, you're okay.
Exactly.
And Lamara is a chef who goes all over the world. She go, "Oh, what are you doing?" She goes, "I'm off to Miami. I'm off to the Middle East."
Well, if she needs food safety in Miami, I'll come with her.
That'd be a good show. That that'd be a good travel show. You two are going. The new documentary, brilliant. Yeah. So, 5-star food safety is up and running. Tell us how you went from 5-star food safety to Liverpool Live Radio. Your own show.
Your own show, poor Roy.
This is going to be so funny. I'm going to make Roy watch this.
Roy's going to come on as a guest. I have asked.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's got to. As long as I can poke my head in halfway
100%.
through, that would be hilarious. what did you ask? Oh, yes.
Liverpool Live.
Liverpool Live. So I then had a meeting with Laura Jane from Wirral Chamber of Commerce. And she said, oh, you'd be great on Foodie Friday. So the next thing I get a phone call from Bernie, who's on with Roy, come on the radio. So I'm like, oh, all right. Oh, and I was really nervous. Well, after that,
I can't believe that.
oh no, I was. So after that, they went, oh, would you like to come on next week? So I said, yes, certainly. And then the next week, would you come on every week? So, oh, all right then. And it's been great. Really good fun.
Good.
And Julie from the Light Cinema, she's on every week and she's so lovely. And she's got me into so many films and I've got her into so much food. It's great. So, no,
it's win-win.
It is. And it's nice because now Roy's asked if I can bring people on to the show. So it's, you know, giving people these independents good little boost for them, and they say, oh yeah, on the radio, and getting their names out there and what they do. So it's all about helping people.
Yeah, because unless you're in a certain area every day, in town every day, or you go to certain parts, you don't know what's going on all the time. You know, not everyone does follow social media and things, and it's a way to find out about new places as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the lovely thing is that Katy brings some food in, don't you? You bring food in every week and feeds everybody, and then they do a little however many out of 10 and stuff, don't they?
Yes.
And I've found in the past, sort of, since I worked in Bootle, really, the power of sharing food.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's lots of people who maybe, you know, live on their own and don't eat, you know, and I've done a few of the cookery courses, and then we sit down and we share food. And it's such a beautiful thing to share food. Yeah. And when you know, I was lucky enough to be on the radio just before Christmas, and we all had, and then you all talk about what you've eaten and you know, oh, I've had that before, or I've had this somewhere. And then, you know, conversation flows. And for people who maybe struggle with conversations, you've got that topic, haven't you? You know, that sort of central thing. So it's
and you see, I come from a family that food, round a table, laughter, that's all one, you know, and we all sit round a table. And my children growing up, they've all sat round the table. We never had our meals on our knees or anything. Sit down, there's no telly, you know, it's just laughter and chatting. And it's then that, you know, your children, if they've got a problem, they then have got the confidence that they can talk to you. And it's so important because nowadays all you see is people on their mobile phones, and it is important to talk.
Definitely. Would you ban phones from restaurants?
Oh, be quite good, wouldn't it?
Mind you, you wouldn't be able to take a photo of your dinner and stick it on Instagram.
I'd let people take a photograph, and then I like it. You know, they have the box on the And if you put your phones in the box, they give you 10% off the end of your meal.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
So you can take a photograph, put it in the box. And that's it.
We're not allowed. We don't have phones at our tables ever. You know, at home, if we have anyone round, it's like, no, phone away.
Yeah.
I can take photos, but that's it.
Yeah.
But no, I do think there's more and more people, and they're pushing their babies, and you think, why don't you talk to your child instead? But
I think that does upset me actually.
When it's the wrong way round these days. You can't talk to your child now because they're always facing outwards. So it's all a bit nuts.
Yeah, definitely. So, what is the future for Katy Elliot?
Well, I have to keep on being busy, don't I? I thought, I could just do a bit of this food safety, but I am actually lucky enough that I'm very busy at the moment, and so I'm very grateful for that. Which
we're getting round. I think people recommend you, don't they?
Yeah, and meeting just really nice people. That's what I like. It's
Good.
opened up, and I have a great social life, and it's all good fun.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I
Yeah.
love it. How was the mince pie? Was it mince pies that you went to the competition?
Yeah,
Was it good?
yeah. And we got a badge saying mince pie competition judge. It was a really lovely afternoon, and Chef Dave from the Royal Court came and helped judge, and Denise from Central Library, she's also got an allotment, and she's won. Yeah, she's won loads of prizes for her jams, chutneys, and cakes.
Has she?
Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah, she's. So we had, and then another judge was meant to turn up but didn't. So I took my mother along. So Marlene had to be a judge as well.
Brilliant. I love that. And did you all agree, or did you all have different tastes?
No, it was funny. We all agreed. It was weird how we all tasted, and it was that one, and bizarre. We didn't have to argue or. No, it was great fun. And then we had to judge the Christmas jumper competition as well. So there was a very jolly man there who had a Christmas jumper. He got it from St. John's Hospice charity shop, but it had lights all over the place.
But that's what they're saying. You should get them from a charity shop if you can. Because it's like double donation then, isn't it?
Yeah, and I tell you, I said, no, you are the winner, mate. And his wife said, I chose that for him. I should win. No, you're not wearing it.
Yeah. You're causing trouble there.
He said, no, I'm the winner. Leave me alone. And then it's funny, Chef Staves, he brought his children and wife along, and his little girl, she had a really good Christmassy jumper, so she won the children's one. I chose that. Denise chose that, so it wasn't. We weren't cheating, honest.
Brilliant. I love
that. It was great. It was lovely.
Lovely, lovely. Well, thank you, and we wish you all the very, very best for everything. How do people get in touch with you, Katy? And what sort of people are you looking for?
Oh, anyone that needs help. Any kind.
It's not like a loft conversion, though.
Well, I could do that for them. I'll make it up a stage. No, anybody in food who needs help, needs advice, if food labelling, food safety, anything at all, they can find me through Facebook. I've got a website. But please don't ask me what it is because I keep forgetting.
We'll share it.
We'll share it. Okay, we'll share your stuff.
And my motto for this year is be kind and be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we were going to ask you that at the end, but you can say it again then.
We're going to have that again at the end. Yeah.
We're not quite there yet.
So important.
It's all right.
Just talking about Kate when she said, when I lived in Birmingham, we were in the car park and it says press here for help.
Yeah.
Like for your car park, my mate goes in and she presses it and he goes, oh, how can I help you? And she goes, I had this terrible row with my boyfriend last night. And the fella was going, what? And she was like, well, it says like to press for help. And she kept it going for about 5 minutes. I just made me think.
The poor man.
It was
lovely.
Yeah.
Have you,
for anything.
And also, now changing the subject, have you seen the sculpture Danny Davis has done as me?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Now, aren't you impressed with that?
No.
It's not a work of art.
No, we didn't think it was kind.
It was the funniest thing.
It was more of a caricature, I thought.
Oh, wasn't it? But one of my great nephews, we showed him it, or his parents showed him it, and they went, "That's Auntie Kate." Oh, we have had so much fun. See, he now says he's going to do in his gallery, because he's got an art gallery down in New Brighton. He's going to have a show of all his sculptures.
So you'll be there. You can open it. You can open the show. Right, amazing.
Oh, the laughter! And I have to say, it was a sideline when he seen me around. He said, "Do you know you are great fun?" He said, "Some people wouldn't be happy." I said, "It's all fun. It is."
No, I think you're a very good sport, Katie.
Oh, we've had so much fun.
Brilliant.
And then he's done one of another friend of mine, and that is great. Love it.
There's some cool art going down in New Brighton, actually, and I know Concept Corner. They have a lot of independent artists there, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on in New Brighton. And Justin was talking about that when he was on as well. You know, loads of good stuff going on there, and it's nice for a day out when the weather's better.
Yes, and when the weather's better, you've got to come down to Newbow, because there's so many new independents there.
Yeah.
And we took Roy to, and he loved it.
Yeah, so it's lovely. It's really cool what's going on in New Brighton at the moment.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. Love it.
Okay. Do you have a red face this week, Sandra?
No, because I had 1 million last week.
Did you look at the ones on your? Oh, you're on your phone, aren't you? Using it, aren't you?
I can't.
No, I was going to say, did you look at them? I haven't got a red face this week. I was flashing this car, to come out, like to let them out, and there was nobody in it. The sun was hitting the indicator, so it looked like the indicator. And I was flashing, going, yeah, come on. And I was like, come on, like that. And then I thought, and as I drove past, there was no one in. The sun was like reflecting on it.
At least no one saw, hopefully.
So that
what about you, so Katie, normally one of us has the most ridiculous, usually me, embarrassing moment, a red face of the week.
Wow.
I had about 9 the other week. Have you had any?
Well, to go to Kent, we all went down there, my mother, Georgina, my daughter, and then Chris and his girlfriend, who have emigrated. So I needed to hire a larger car, because I couldn't get all the luggage in for us all to go down there. So go to our local Friendly, and I have to say they were superb enterprise. And I ordered a car enough for 5 people. So they said it would be something like a Qashqai. So I thought, well, that might be all right. So I get there, and they said, oh, we've had to give you an upgrade.
Thank you.
So I said, oh. And when I looked, it was this Mercedes, and it was automatic. So I thought, oh, that's a bit posh, because, I like dented old cars, because, when I had Danny Davis in the car a few weeks ago, I crashed into a pole at the where we park, and it was hilarious. And I thought, oh, my goodness. Okay, I said, I'm not used to posh cars. Well, no, it's all right. So you'll love it. So you get in, and I think, yeah, okay. They showed me, turn it on and all this, and you don't put a key in, and So in any case, thank you very much. Go back in, sign everything, and do what I have to. Get back in the car. So I'll press the button, put my foot on the accelerator. Nothing happens. So I'm like, I can't get this going. And I'm looking, and I'm like, no, I can't. So I had to go in there and say, I can't move the car. And they had a stick on the, like where your windscreen wiper is. And you have to press that to get it to drive.
You have to put it in drive.
Oh, is that what I had to do? Yeah.
Loads of things now, don't they? Loads of things. You don't press this, you press.
Katie, just to make you feel better, I did exactly the same as you. I hired a large car a few years ago to drive down south when we went to Stansted, I can't remember where we went. Yeah, Stansted, when Ronan was graduating in Italy, and because we were bringing his girlfriend back with us for the first time and everything, I hired a car. And I do drive an automatic, could I get this car? So I was on YouTube. I was 20 minutes sat in the car because I was the last one, and the man had got off at speak. I got it at speak and just left me, and I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
In the end, the shift swapped over and the next person arrived, and I had to say to him, I haven't got a clue. And it was so simple, but you think you've tried everything, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they were very nice and very helpful. And I thought, yeah, when I've driven away, I bet they're laughing their heads off.
Oh.
I bet you they get it all the time, don't they? Okay, shout out to the grown-ups. Any grown-ups who've done amazing things this week.
Yes.
Go on.
Yes. I really want to give a mega shout out. So this might sound much, but so Julie Blundell, I used to fly with Julie Blundell Small. Her daughter Izzy is a pilot. She's finished her 2 years training, and as someone, so all the people who are cabin crew, loads of us keep on and these are hundreds of people we've worked with, and I'm friends with so many people on Facebook who I work with at Manchester for Monarch and British Airways in London, and Julie worked at Monarch then BA as well, and Air Europe before that, and everyone is so happy. I think I saw 2 women pilots the whole time I was working, so for me it's wonderful, and it's like one of the girls' daughters has become a pilot. It's such a fantastic thing. So, and everyone, I just thought, I love this so much, and everyone was saying what a great thing it is, so absolute shout out to Izzy Small and Julie Blundell, who brought her up with her husband, to become a pilot, because it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, that is.
So well done to her. I was made up for that.
Done.
Yeah,
Okay.
excellent.
Katie, have you got any grown-ups you want to shout out to?
Only good luck to my son and my lovely daughter, because she had a couple of years where she had a little wobble, and now 2024 she's just in a good place, and it's lovely.
Brilliant. Great.
Brilliant.
I love that. Brilliant.
And Marlene, because she does all my washing and ironing.
Perfect.
What about you, Hal?
I haven't written anybody down. There was somebody I thought of. I want to give a little bit of love to our Shell. A bit of love into her, and she's doing an amazing. And she started an Instagram post, and she's posting. So, big shout out to her. She's sharing her journey. So, she'll be cool. Podcast book that you're reading at the moment.
The book I'm reading at the moment is called The Reading Last List of Mabel Beaumont.
I don't know why that happened.
Sandra's just having a little dance. Amazing. Never heard of it.
No. It's about this. Well, it's only a story, but it's quite good. This lady that couldn't have children, was married, and it's just her little journey through life, and it's quite
brilliant.
Good.
I love that. What are you reading, San, listening to? Apart from Dates of Kings and Queens?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Well, I got, honest to God, go to the Walker Art Gallery. Just everyone needs to go to the Walker Art Gallery. So I got a guidebook of the Walker Art Gallery this week. So this full course has cost me a fortune. Because every day on the course you end up, and we went to Strawberry Fields on Sunday, I'm just having the best time doing it, I must admit, even though it is hard work. So I got the guidebook for the Walker Art Gallery, and the value of some of the paintings we've got. We have got the best gallery in the country outside of London, out of anywhere else. In England, not in Scotland. Theirs is slightly bigger. In England, we have the best gallery outside of London, so it's well worth a visit if you haven't been to the Walker.
Brilliant. I'm reading Forest Bathing.
Okay.
So our gorgeous friend Sophie bought me a forest bathing session for my birthday. So it's not to do with you go to the forest and you do like a meditation in the forest, and so trees are my thing. So you go in and the science behind it is phenomenal, about like the health benefits of trees, and I also knew about being outdoors and stuff, but the everything to do with trees is like magical. And she bought me the book to go with it. And I saw her on Friday for a little coffee, and we had a lovely catch up, which was really gorgeous to see her. Do you know what I was like, this is amazing. So yeah, I'm living my best life. So I'm going to be a forest bather.
Fantastic.
Well, enjoy that, Hal.
I will. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so our time is up. That has gone super, super fast. So I want to say a massive, massive thank you to Katy Elliot from 5 Star.
Katy.
We will share Katie's details. Anyone can get in touch if you know anybody who needs it. So when you're looking at restaurants and takeaways and things, and they haven't got 5 stars, they need to speak to Katy.
They do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they need to speak to Katy.
I have customers who've already got 5 stars, but they just want an easy system. It's been nuts.
Yeah,
and
that's lovely, isn't it?
Good. It is really good.
Yeah. And a massive thank you to you, Sandra. And we will see everybody next week. Katy is going to close the show with her positive quote mantra that she lives by. Are you going to do it for 2024, or do you have one that you live for? What are you going to give us?
I just, with all the nastiness in the world, and some of the children in my family, they were at the school where the headmistress committed suicide. And Ruth Parry, and it was quite shocking. So we all decided that as a family, we should just remember, be nice.
100%.
And that is so important. So, and I've always, be nice and be kind, because when I needed help, people were all so negative, and so now if I can help someone, I will. So my sayings are, be nice and be kind.
I love that.
Lovely.
Great way to close the show. Thank you very much, and we will see everybody next week.
Thank you very much. It's been great fun.
Thank you.